Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Tuesday, September 24th, 2019. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Magdi Martinez-Soliman, resident representative of the United Nations Development Programme in Barbados and the OECS, paid a courtesy call on St. Kitts and Nevis's Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honourable Mark Brantley, on Friday, September 20th. Mr. Brantley is also the Premier of Nevis, and the meeting took place at the office of the Premier at Pinny's estate.
I sit in Barbados, but I have responsibility over the Eastern Caribbean, and I have the pleasure of meeting the Premier today, being here in St. Kitts for the celebrations of independence, and I miss the possibility of going over to Nevis and getting a better understanding of the work of the administration and, of course, a meeting with the Premier.
We are very well aware of UNDP and the excellent work that it does. We're happy that you're here with us, that you're based in Barbados, and you're the person regionally whom we'll interact with on behalf of UNDP. Many of us are now headed to the UN, so we're sure that we'll have an opportunity in New York to interact with some of your colleagues. But welcome to Nevis. We're happy and delighted that you're here, and you can spend a few moments with us this morning. Thank you.
In related news, while on Nevis on Friday, September 20th, Magdi Martinez-Soliman, resident representative of the United Nations Development Programme in Barbados and the OECS, along with a team from the Ministry of Communications and Works, and Claudia Walwyn-Drew, the project coordinator for the St. Kitts and Nevis Conserving Biodiversity Project, also visited the Camps River watershed.
We just had a visit to this spring to show our UNDP resident representative part of the Nevis Peak National Park Camps River watershed area, protected area. We wanted to give him an insight into why the Camps River watershed area is under protection or up for protection to secure our water resource. In addition to all of the natural resources and the biodiversity that we have in Nevis Peak, Camps River watershed is a vital part of that biodiversity, as it provides a source of water for our people. So we want to have that protected so that we can have safe drinking water for years and years to come.
Two of the park rangers employed by the Nevis Island administration were also on the tour. The Kenyan non-resident High Commissioner to St. Kitts and Nevis, His Excellency Anthony Munchiri, visited Nevis on Friday, September 20th, 2019. His Excellency spoke about the purpose of his visit to Nevis.
We will be signing a memorandum of association with the Chamber of Industry and Commerce of St. Kitts and Nevis. We will be signing an MOU with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of St. Kitts and Nevis, representing the government of St. Kitts and Nevis in areas of bilateral investment and in areas of trade and financial services and culture and sports. So as I wind up my visit here today in Nevis, I've seen the geothermal capacity and potential of Nevis. And it is the intention of our government to explore further these areas of cooperation, as Kenya is widely renowned in capacity and in skills in geothermal production.
In meeting with the Chamber of Industry and Commerce, His Excellency noted that there is potential for trade in the Federation.
There is potential for trade, but what has been lost in this cooperation are air linkages between Africa and the Caribbean. Kenya Airways is a renowned international carrier, and it has direct flights to Accra, it has direct flights to Lagos every day. These countries can be a springboard to entering the Caribbean, but the only way we can enter the Caribbean is by forging a belt, having the Caribbean countries being a hub for Kenyan products, a logistics hub to the other big markets in the Americas, specifically the Canada, the US, and Brazil. So with the capacity of Kenya as a manufacturing and skills-based country, and the Caribbean countries having logistics hubs, this can work in ways that we can only dream of.
His Excellency Muchiri paid a week-long visit to the Federation on Sunday, September 15th. During the week, he met with His Excellency Sir S.W. Tapley Seaton, Governor General of St. Kitts and Nevis, where he presented his letter of credence. Still to come.
This funding came specifically from the Director General for this purpose.
The details after this break.
At a loss as to what's going on in Nevis? Tune into NNC on NTV. Don't worry if you don't have cable either. NNC will bring the news to you wherever you are. Facebook and Facebook Live. YouTube and YouTube Live. NevisTVOnline.com. Roku app, NTV mobile app, Smart TV, Apple TV, and any other IPTV platforms. When me ANC and you ANC, NNC.
Welcome back. Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Mark Brantley, has praised the strong relations between the Federation and the Republic of Indonesia that have seen the Asian nation appoint an honorary consul and open a consulate in Bastia, the first in the Eastern Caribbean and only the second in the region. The consulate was opened on Tuesday, September 17th, and according to Minister Brantley, who is also the Premier of Nevis, it was a historic day since the two countries established formal diplomatic relations in 2014. He praised Indonesia's bold decision 5 years later to appoint Farron Lawrence, an honorary consul in Bastia, St. Kitts and Nevis, to take care of the interests of Indonesians in the country and also to develop and deepen the relationship between the two countries. The Foreign Affairs Minister made the statement at the St. Kitts Marriott Resort, where Indonesia's ambassador to the Federation, His Excellency Prio Iswanto, had hosted a reception in celebration of Indonesia's 74th anniversary of independence. Those in attendance included Governor General His Excellency Sir Tapley Seaton, Federal Minister of Public Infrastructure, the Honorable Ian Patches Liburd, and members of the Diplomatic Corps. Minister Brantley extended congratulations to Ambassador Iswanto and his team, their government and their people on the celebration of their 74th anniversary of independence and commended Indonesia on the tremendous strides it has made in its own development over the years. While the relations between the two countries had only been 5 years, Minister Brantley said that it appeared as if it had been much longer. He also recalled that the relationship had so far seen Mavis Paris, a textiles, clothing and fashion teacher at the Charlestown Secondary School, travel to Indonesia for a 1-year training batik making. Minister Brantley noted that Paris has returned to the Federation and will be training others in the art of batik. Butchers on Nevis, in addition to the Department of Agriculture staff in Nevis and St. Kitts, are this week being trained in meat processing, a workshop hosted by the Ministries of Agriculture in St. Kitts and Nevis. The facilitator of the workshop is Garfield Griffin, manager of the Department of Agriculture's abattoir.
We'll do like an overview of meats and meat science. Tomorrow we'll get into fabrication of carcasses, which include 2 beef, 1 fresh, 1 frozen, 2 pork, and mutton. We'll go into details as many cuts as possible using those various carcasses. We also get into some sausage processing, ground beef, hamburger processing, and the processing of hams, cured hams. The processing of hams, this one it will take most time actually. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna be doubling up, so to speak. So we're gonna start the process with the hams tomorrow, along with the fabrication, because it takes a number of days. So we could have everything ready for Friday's display.
Sponsoring the training is the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture, AICA.
This workshop is being held in collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture in both St. Kitts and Nevis. And it is one of the steps which both ministries have taken to improve the productivity and marketability from livestock product. And I think it's a very big step that they are taking. This year, in addition to our usual sum of money which we'll get from ICA to conduct our program, the Director General specifically asked us to meet with both departments and find out from them what pressing problem they have so that he can provide some fund to address the pressing problem. And so that is how this workshop comes about. I also want to tell you that because of the fact that this funding came specifically from the Director General for this purpose, what it shows is that you should treat this workshop with the utmost importance and seriousness.
Augustine Merchant, coordinator of the ICA delegation in St. Kitts and Nevis. The workshop is being held under the theme Enhancing the Utilization and Profitability of Livestock Through Value Added. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Thank you for viewing.